Every day at West Clermont Middle School, teachers, students, and staff demonstrate what it means to be West Clermont strong. Nowhere is this more evident than in Justin Bush's class, where sixth graders are getting hands-on experience with 3D printers. For Justin, WC means we create, and a lot more. West Clermont Strong means different things to our community. And everyone has a West Clermont Strong story. Let's take a closer look at one of those stories. Ashton Heinzman was one of the first students to take the 3D printing course, encouraged by his father who works with 3D printers at a local business.
I thought about them like when I first came in. I knew about them. It was one of the courses my dad picked because he also has one that we would sometimes use for printing stuff. But I was just excited to make stuff. Well, he works at Bilstein Shocks, just all sorts of different stuff. If like he needs something to make this one work, he'll print that. I don't know, he's just shown me them when they're done and stuff. Yesterday he brought home something. I don't even know what it was, but it was a bunch of it was on a ring and a bunch of metal pieces that he designed in Fusion, and then he just took them into like a metal thing and just made them somehow. So this was an ice tray that we watched a YouTube series for, and then, so this was an ice tray, and then we designed cookie cutters. And then so one of the teachers here, she has a softball team, and she asked us to design little softballs with names on them. So this is one of the example ones that Mr. Bush gave us. And I think the hardest thing for us was probably getting this stitching. But after a while, we got it right. And then they're little like boats. I think it's like the first thing that you make when you get one, just to make sure everything prints right.
For Zoe Russo, the 3D printing class appealed to her creative side, but it has also taught her the power of persistence.
I thought it would be really fun getting to like design things. I love arts and crafts, and I thought it would just be really fun. We made keychains, cookie cutters, ice cube trays, and just like a bunch of different like cool gadgets. I've learned just to be very creative in whatever I do, and just to like go with my gut, and then like if something doesn't work, you can keep trying and trying.
Titus Carson is one of the 3D printing pioneers at West Clermont Middle School.
My name is Titus Carson. I am in 6th grade, and I was one of the first to use the 3D printers to make stuff. I wanted to take that class because it sounded engaging and creative to me.
For Justin Bush, the 3D printing class that he co-teaches with Madison Allen is about more than just making things. Their students are reinforcing basic academic skills and applying them in new ways that will prepare them for the future.
The technology is the big part on bringing the 3D printers, as well as kind of that problem solving, the perseverance, just kind of getting the students to be able to work on their own, be able to solve problems, and then kind of that technology end of the spectrum. 3D printing and CAD design is going up. It's a technology part of the sector that is important. So there's companies that are using 3D printers. There's Boeing, GE, Ford, Nike actually just came out with a shoe that's 3D printed that's really cool. And then you can even go as far as saying the construction end of the spectrum. There's houses that are being 3D printed. So it's something that if we are as a society moving into more technology, it's definitely something that is important for our students to learn moving forward. We want them to have knowledge of things outside of the classroom. Yes, STEM classes and 3D printers and CAD programs use math. So technically, we are a math program. We are a science program, but we want students to be able to have a successful life outside of the building and outside of school. So if we can prepare them for when they graduate, if they are aware of a CAD program, if they're aware of an engineering classes or architecture, then when they get into society or when they get into college, they're going to already have a step up. They're going to have a leg up above everybody else.
Madison Allen, who co-teaches the course with Justin Bush, believes their students take something more than 3D printing skills from the class.
Yeah, I think the biggest skill they take away from this class is resiliency. 3D printing is really complex. It's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of failure. And they kind of have to work through that. It's a little frustrating at first when you're making these designs and you kind of have a vision of what it's going to look like and it doesn't go the way you think it will. Or you print it and it doesn't print the way you anticipated. And whether or not it's 3D printing, they have to learn to look at that failure as an opportunity to try again. So instead of saying, it didn't work, it's not worth me doing anymore, you're saying, it didn't work, and now I'm one step closer to succeeding. And I think that is the beauty of the 3D printing class. It's not about the 3D printing, it's about the resiliency that they take away. And then the other one I would say is collaboration. You have these kids who are going to each other to ask questions before they come to the teacher to ask for help. So they're helping each other, they're guiding each other, and they're taking these leadership roles without even realizing that they're taking leadership roles. It's really cool.
So, how do 3D printers actually work? Titus Carson walks us through the process.
These are the 3D printers. In these 4 chambers is where you put your filament. And the way this works is the filament is put into the machine and it's melted onto the base plate where it starts going layer by layer, being created. Over here, great demonstration. It can take minutes to hours to days to weeks, maybe a month or 2.
What's possible at West Clermont with 3D printers and other courses that further develop basic academic skills and apply them to the real world that our kids will be venturing into?
Honestly, we've been able to do so much this year. It's been absolutely fantastic. I would say ideally in the next couple of years, we would be able to get some more printers and be able to have a dedicated makerspace in the building, whether that's in the library or in a classroom, that we have a significant quantity of printers, that we have big actual computers rather than laptops, because laptops with the Chromebooks are a little bit slow, they're a little bit laggy. So actual dedicated desktops that we're able to use with those, and then able to bring students in, but not necessarily that learning facilitated by teachers, whether that's Miss Allen or myself, but more facilitated by them, more kind of that Montessori style base where they come in, they do the design, and then they print right off the bat so that they can get that direct feedback of what works and what doesn't.
At West Clermont Middle School, we're preparing our kids for a future where anything goes, where the skills they learn here can influence their success throughout life. What's your WC Strong story?